Hey guys, I've been pretty vocal here recently on social media and on our podcast, the Legally Armed America High Capacity Podcast that you can find anywhere. I've been pretty vocal about the whole Levi's situation, and I've talked a little bit about the Nike situation with Colin Kaepernick also. Of course, you know about Nike has pretty much doubled down on their decision to back Colin Kaepernick. You know, they've been paying him all along since he kneeled down and disrespected the flag and came out openly about hating law enforcement. And, you know, while I do not agree with Colin Kaepernick, and I certainly don't agree with Nike backing up his anti-law enforcement efforts, I respect his right to speak out against whatever he wants to speak out, even if it's based on bad numbers like his are. You know, he's got some really bad information that he's trying to use to support. I mean, you can confirm the numbers. Do not back up what Colin Kaepernick is protesting. However, he hasn't taken the time to check that out, or he won't admit that he's wrong. Nike has the right to support whoever they want, because you know what? We as Americans have every right to just not buy Nike's products if you don't want to. Now, I'm not calling for an all-out boycott of Nike simply because, you know what? Nike has not, while they may have offended me by not being smart about how they put their money, and I feel like they got duped also, they're not going to affect my daily life. I went through my closet to try to find a pair of Nikes so that I could put this video together, and I came across one pair of tennis shoes. And guess what? The biggest thing, I support Nike's ability and their right to make bad decisions. I totally support that, because the decisions that they're investing in will not affect me, my family, my constitutional rights, or anything I do on a regular basis. On the flip side, with Chip Bergh of Levi Strauss & Company coming out and actively saying that they are going to invest money into Michael Bloomberg and Michael Bloomberg's group, Everytown for Gun Safety. This is a group that is overtly anti-gun and anti-Second Amendment. They have come out and spoken out. They're not shy. This is not my opinion. They are very open that they do not support the Second Amendment and that they feel like the Second Amendment should be, well, they say repealed, which they don't understand the rules to repeal it. So they're active about that. And you know that a company is big and successful as Levi's, you know they have done their due diligence, and they know that Michael Bloomberg and Everytown for Gun Safety are very, very anti-gun. They know that these groups that Bloomberg funds is going to, or make every effort and continue to try to make the effort to remove our Second Amendment rights. So Levi's knows this going into this. They still actively sought out Everytown and Bloomberg's whole group and organization to give millions of dollars to. So Levi's, by association, is a direct threat to mine and your constitutional rights, because they have said that they are going to openly and wantingly invest in the efforts to strip yours and my Second Amendment rights from us. It's not like this is something that's going to indirectly happen with Everytown and Bloomberg. That's their primary goal and mission. So Levi's has told me and you that while they don't care about those of us that actually buy their products, because I can promise you one thing, there's no way you're going to convince me that Michael Bloomberg owns and wears a pair of Levi's jeans. The man has probably never worn a pair of jeans in his life. So it's odd that they're going to side with the elite and turn their back on those of us that are actually paying their bills. We're the ones that gave them the money to give to Bloomberg. But that stops today. That stops today, because I'm no longer doing it. And I'm calling for you guys to actively stop purchasing Levi's products. You know, you see the videos of what people are doing with their Nike products. They're setting them on fire, doing this and that to them. That's fine. Again, let's go back to rights. They have the right to do that. No matter how crazy it might seem that somebody throws a pair of tennis shoes into a barbecue pit and sets them on fire, that's their right. They purchase those freely and openly. They own them. They can do whatever they want with them. Free speech. The same free speech that Kaepernick is exercising is the same free speech that these people are exercising. So we're all good, right? On the Levi's side, I happen to have been a long-time supporter of Levi's. A long-time supporter. For 30 plus years, I have worn almost nothing but Levi's. There was a very short span in there where I figured they were too expensive, and I work in the construction field, and I was going through Levi's pretty easily. So I bought some cheaper jeans and they didn't last. I'm just trying to be honest with you and not say that I've always worn Levi's. There was probably a 2-month period where I tried some other jeans and they just ripped. So I went back to Levi's. So I've spent my money with Levi's for over 30 years. I don't have the money to to replace all of those. I'm going to, but I don't have the money. I can't go out and spend that kind of money on new jeans. Now, right now I'm wearing Lucky Brand jeans. And real quick, I'm trying out the Lucky Brand jeans because Andrew Wilkow, who's of the Wilkow majority on Sirius XM, has long spoken about Lucky Brand jeans, American Made Company, and all that. So I'm going off of his recommendation to wear these. That's why I've chosen them. But I'm not wearing these anymore. These are the iconic Levi jeans that I have supported for so many years and give my own money to, some of which is going to Bloomberg and anti-gun efforts to try to take my Second Amendment rights away. So what am I going to do with these? I'm not going to throw them into a barbecue pit. I'm not going to burn them. I'm not going to throw them away for a couple of reasons. Number one, I spent good money on these pants. Number two, there's people out there that don't have pants to wear like this. There's people out there who are wearing whatever, very beaten and ragged clothes that they can't afford a decent pair of jeans. These are practically brand new. I bought these like a month ago. So what I'm going to do is I have taken my Southern Grind quill knife, which is very sharp, and I have taken them to one of my other pairs of jeans to give you guys an idea of what I am doing to debrand my Levi's jeans. Because I recognize that there's a lot of people out there who are not going to have the ability to go out and just simply can their Levi's jeans and buy all new jeans to replace so that they're not advertising for Levi's. Because let's face it, we are advertising for Levi's when you see this iconic little red tag right here and this big giant tag that says Levi Strauss and Company on it. So we are advertising for them, whether you realize that or not. That's why people put their brand all over their clothes so that you are always advertising for them. I don't feel like I'm advertising when you see this. This is where that iconic little red tab used to be. And of course, that's where the big badge was with Levi Strauss and Company and the size on it. Now, I did take the liberty of writing the size on there. The reason why is because I am going to give all of my Levi jeans, I'm not wearing them anymore. These will look like these very soon. I'm going to take the tag and everything off of these just as well. I'm not wearing these again. I think I have found the right organization out there who tries to help homeless veterans. They clothe homeless veterans. They give them some daily necessities, things they need. They feed them. So I'm going to take all the Levi's jeans that I have, and I'm going to look and see if I have any other Levi branded apparel anywhere. And I'm going to make them all look like this. I'm going to, again, debrand them because I don't want, even though the homeless veterans are going to need to wear clothes, I don't want them advertising for Levi's because that's what Levi's would probably be banking on, that joke's on you, you're still advertising for me. No, I'm not. I'm debranding every pair, giving them to this organization. And just so you know, I have selected and chosen an organization and reached out to them, waiting to hear back from them. I want to see if they're legit. I want to make sure where these jeans are going. Because these are decent jeans, I don't want these to wind up on somebody else who does not need them. These need to be on a homeless veteran, and that's what I'm going to be supporting. So I encourage you guys who aren't going to go out and just ditch all of your Levi's that look like this. I'm encouraging you guys to please debrand them. Take you a nice sharp knife or a razor blade. Take this little red tag off of here and cut this thing off here. There's stitching behind it that will simply take it off. I do not want anyone to know that this is a pair of Levi's whenever they see them. So I encourage you guys to do that. Hopefully you'll see some of these walking around on some homeless veterans that we are trying to help, because these guys need more than what we can give them. And we have long turned our backs on these guys, and it's about time we try to do a little bit more to help these homeless veterans out there. If they're veterans, they shouldn't be homeless to begin with. Guys, that's my take on it. That's why I think the Nike situation is different than the Levi's thing. Levi's is trying to actively pursue attacks against my Second Amendment rights, and I'm not okay with it, and I'm going to voice my opinion. And look, they don't care that I'm doing this. Levi's could care less, because this is not a bunch of money. Out of the jeans I have, probably under $1,000 worth of jeans. Now, I've spent a lot more than that over time, but that's where it's important. It's important that this is not a one-time thing. It's important that it's not a short-time thing. And it's important that many of us do this. We need to impact Levi's. We need to stop wearing their jeans. There are other jeans out there. Don't feel guilty if you can't just can all of your Levi's now. Just debrand them, and we'll move on from there. And we'll let Levi's know that we're not okay with them actively pursuing and coming after our Second Amendment rights the way they are.